5-6 feet of snow. Let's talk about Buffalo, guys.
What a difference a week makes. Check out these before and after shots of Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo. The area hit so hard with 2 lake effect snowstorms, the Bills had to move last week's game to Detroit. Well, with the help of fans, all 220,000 tons of the snow that's buried the stadium, that is now gone. Paul has more on the NFL forecast.
That's right. Again, one of the cities we're watching for today's game. Again, not played in Detroit, played here at home in Buffalo at the Ralph. And again, the Bills hosting the Browns. So big AFC matchup here going on. And temperatures will be in the 50s with the rain coming down as we head today, and breezy as well. So we talk a little bit at how does weather impact the game? How do these teams perform in similar weather? 50 degrees or below? Well, the Browns are 9-8 in that weather, while the Bills, though, are 4-5. So according to the weather, the Browns will perform better and win this game today. All right, we're moving on towards Green Bay, the frozen tundra, temperatures in the 20s. And again, the Patriots, how do they perform in this weather? Talking about 35 degrees or colder. Tom Brady, he's pretty good. The Patriots are 10-1 since 2010. The Packers are 10-3-1. So the slight edge actually goes to the Patriots. Our last game, the nightcap, Broncos heading into Kansas City in the 20s. So how do they perform? Well, the Broncos 4-6, the Chiefs 7-8. Slight edge, and I mean slight, less than 1/10 of a percentage point gives Kansas City the advantage weather-wise as they play tonight's game. Bonnie?
Thanks, Paul. Well, the next Arctic blast is certainly coming, but let's take a look live now at Chicago and Dallas, tale of two cities. Dallas is looking at temperatures above normal, while Chicago, you're getting down into the teens tonight after a fairly mild day. Take a look at the forecast and you'll see that we're looking for more Arctic air. Another shot of it coming through the Midwest. Will it be short-lived? Maybe. Looking at the current temperature in Chicago, almost near 50, but keep in mind tonight you're getting down to 20. What a difference. Well, you know, the Arctic air has been kind of locked over Canada. We're unlocking it, and it's going to plummet further to the south. We'll be looking at another blast, not as bad as the previous 2 that we've experienced, but really this will be some of the coldest air of the season. We'll be watching for dangerous wind chills as well, especially in the northern tier of the country. Look at these numbers for today. Bismarck, you're only going to see a high of 7 degrees, and in Rapid City, a mere 12. Great Falls also at 12. These are temperatures that are 20 to 25 degrees below normal. Tomorrow gets even colder for Minneapolis and Chicago, 8 at 22. Des Moines, you hit only a high of 20 degrees. So it's going to be very tough if you're heading back to work, for example, on Monday to face those cold temperatures. Tuesday, we're looking at temperatures into the 20s, but warming back up to the mid to upper 30s for Chicago and Detroit. So it really is ups and downs for today and tomorrow for Chicago. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, you start to level out into the mid to upper 30s. Paul?
Thanks, Bonnie. Well, yet another blast of Arctic air is now sweeping across the plains. Carl Parker is tracking the plunge in those temperatures and just how low they're going to get, plus where we could see some freezing rain. And what happens at the busiest airport in the world on the busiest travel day of the year? Well, we sent out our Keith Carson to find out. He's live from Hartsfield-Jackson Airport as travelers return home following your Thanksgiving holiday.
Average women's tees versus a gawking gopher. Duluth Trading Longtail tees versus a gawking gopher. The Duluth Longtail tee. 2 extra inches to defend your back end. Get one. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Aleve, all-day pain relief with just 2 pills. Get back to being you.
Everyone sees the same sky, but when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds, low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, high 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Making coffee?
Yeah, enough for two.
Try 4, buddy. I'll take a dark roast.
Chai tea, please.
Honey, text the man what you want.
French vanilla. Make it strong.
The all-new Keurig 2.0 is here. Brew for one, brew for all.
And so you can see, like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Geico, anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
At Intel, they have technology you can control with gestures. Like now, she's flying a spaceship to Mars.
We're flying a plane to Detroit.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Black Friday deals aren't over yet at Lowe's, so it's not too late to save on appliances. Hurry in now for a Hot Point washer or dryer.
I ended up in a coma because I had drank so much alcohol and I stopped eating that everything in my body started shutting down. I was rushed to the hospital, and the next thing you know, 26 days later, I wake up and wished I was dead. We absolutely destroy the people's lives that we love. And when you get to the rehabilitation facility and you start listening, you start recognizing the damage that you did. And then you have to ask yourself, is it worth to go back out and do that to your loved ones again? Or is it time to do something about it? I'm the happiest I've ever been. I wasn't this happy when I was making millions of dollars. I wasn't this happy when I was so successful and everybody wanted signed autographs. I literally now, in this short time of being sober, have more than I've ever had during my career, or even before that, or even after that. My goal now is to stay sober for the rest of my life.
In just seconds, the last time you'll have to restore your headlights. Call 1-800-709-2281. Order now.
Every Sunday, the Titans of Weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're here at the airport in Atlanta, the world's busiest airport on the busiest travel day of the year. And we have Sydney with us. And Sydney, where are you going at?
Michigan.
Michigan. All right. Michigan home?
Yep.
Are you excited to go home, or you want to stay down here?
Well, I actually like it down here. I mean, it's beautiful weather, and Embassy Suites, that's where I stayed. I like that place, but we have to go home.
I have to go home now. By the way, Embassy Suites will be giving her $15 later for that. All right, quick question. So we got past Thanksgiving. What do you have on the list for Christmas? What's your number one thing you need?
I need an iPod.
She needs an iPod. She knows what she wants. All right. Thank you, Sydney. Have good travels out there. All right. We got another group of people here. These people got here early enough that they're actually lounging around. Now, tell me where you're going, sir.
We're going to the Philadelphia airport. We live in Pennsylvania.
Do you miss the snow being down here?
No.
No.
We're going to get some when we go home.
Back, yeah.
That's a good bet pretty much from now until April that you'll get some sort of snow. But you got here obviously in enough time that you can sit down and have a little have a little powwow here.
That's right.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a little snack before we get on.
See, these are my kind of travelers. This is what I do too. I like to fuel up with a bunch of food, and then that way. And I was telling them that this line is the best it's been all day. So if you see a back building, you might want to just jump in there. Just jump in there. All right. Well, best of luck. Best travels back, and hopefully the snow is not too brutal by the time you get back.
I hope so.
We're looking quiet for a little while. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So they got the right idea. They're showing up early. She wants an iPod. Embassy Suites is a good place to stay. Those are all the things that you learned. Paul?
Right. That's Keith Carson at Atlanta's airport. Just checked the website. Main checkpoint delay, 20-30 minute there for security. A little bit higher on the north and south checkpoints. All right, take a look at this. Yeah, wintry blast of weather came with some strong winds here, knocking trees under buildings here in Glacier National Park. Winds gusting over 60 miles per hour brought quite a few trees down, even some onto a parked vehicle as well. Good news is no one was injured. Bad news is they got 2 feet of snow, but if you're looking for the glaciers to grow, I guess that's a good thing for that area this time of the year for a lot more snow out towards the west. In fact, right now we have 5 states that have winter weather advisories posted.
That's right. And as snow falls on California, Nevada, and Idaho, Carl Parker's in the lab with more on your winter weather update. Carl?
Hey, Bonnie, a couple more storms on the way here. One is coming in now into California, and another one, a stronger one, is going to move in Tuesday and Wednesday. So here, first of all, is the water vapor loop. And there is storm number 1 that's now making its way into the Great Basin and California. The second storm well offshore at this point, but that's going to pivot in the next couple of days. And so here's the modeling showing you how this is going to play out. Little more snow there in the higher elevations of the Sierra with this first round, and that's generally at 6,000 feet and above, so way up there. Then the second big shot comes in. This is mostly going to be a rainstorm, but there will be some snow as well. This is very good news. We hope this keeps up. We've been needing this precipitation in California for a long time. Total snowfall probably on the order of a foot or more in the highest elevations of the Sierra. And then we're also talking about a pretty good snowstorm in the Salmon River Mountains, as well as the Absaroka Mountains and the Wind River Range. That is through Wednesday morning. Now in the Northeast, by the middle of the week, we're going to see cold air in place, and warmer air will come up ahead of a front and override that just off the surface. So as we look at that in the modeling, what we've got here in the blue line is the freezing line at the surface, the 32-degree line at the surface. Then the purple line is the 32-degree line at 5,000 feet. And so notice right here, Tuesday, 11 o'clock, you see the difference in those two lines? That's warm air that is overriding the very cold air at the surface right along the 81 corridor. So right in there is where we could see rain falling into sub-freezing air, and the result could be freezing rain. We think that's a pretty good bet. It's probably not going to be real heavy, but it could be a problem. As you know, doesn't take much. Then late on Tuesday, we find more of the same with, again, that warmer air coming up and over top of the cold air at the surface. Not real warm air, but warm in a relative sense. So this is how that's going to play out. There's Tuesday, talking about a wintry mix of sleet and freezing rain and snow along 81 right up into PA. That continues into Tuesday night, starts to get up into New England, and then by Wednesday, we'll lift up into northern parts of New England. Paul, Bonnie, back to you.
All right, thanks, Carl. Well, today is the busiest travel day of the year. In fact, it's actually even busier than years past. In fact, the highest number of travelers since 2007 are flying home after the holiday. We're going to check the current conditions at Atlanta's main airport.
And an Arctic blast will push a quarter of the country into a deep freeze. The when and where for those plunging temperatures, that's just ahead.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds, low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, high 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Trains and automobiles. The busiest travel day of the year is in full swing, whether you're flying, driving, or riding the rails.
46 million Americans are heading home as an Arctic blast moves in, impacting 70 million in the U.S. Keith Carson is at the world's busiest airport.
Yeah, guys, world's busiest airport and the busiest day of the travel year. Coming up, we're going to show you what the people at the USO down here do for our troops that are coming in and traveling. They have a sweet lounge upstairs, a nice setup for them. All that coming up as Weather Center Live continues.
Hey there, good Sunday morning to you, and welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Bonnie Schneider. We're your travel authority, and we want to see your pictures as you head home. The hashtag on social media, Thanksgiving Travel. And we have a picture from Rex Valentine driving in Hamilton, Montana. You could tell they had some snow there.
Yeah, quite a bit of snow, and way too early for that. Although people are saying, hey, bring it on. We want the cool weather, we want the snow. Well, overall, you know, this Thanksgiving holiday, it is coming to an end, and for millions of us, it is back to work, back to school tomorrow. But for other millions, it's, you know what, they got to make their way home right now.
True, and our Keith Carson is live at the busiest airport in the world, Atlanta, on the busiest travel day. Keith, how's it looking out there?
You know what, Bonnie? Things actually improved in the last hour or so. Just kind of waves between the different flights. It was a lot crazier earlier. We're here now with the guys from the USO, and we wanted to chat with them a little bit about what they do here at the airport for our servicemen and women. And so he was deemed the spokesperson, so we're going to go right to him. All right. What's your name?
Steve Brill.
Okay, Steve. Talk to me about what the USO does here at the airport.
Mainly the USO is here to greet the soldiers, thank them for their service, and then if they'd like, we have a facility upstairs where they can come and relax, go on their computer, have a snack, have a drink, and just relax between flights.
So it's kind of like a frequent flyer thing, except you don't have to be...
Correct. They don't have to pay, and all they have to do is, if they're in the service, they're welcome, and very nice up there, relaxing.
We got to get up there at some point. We get that. Even though you weren't deemed as spokesperson here, I'm still going to ask you questions. One of which is, say a service member needs help. Will you do things such as set up ground transportation, anything like that?
Yeah, we show them where it is, and if they need help, yes, absolutely.
And on the inbound side, if someone is running late, can you help at all with that kind of thing, or is that pushing into the TSA's territory a bit?
That's probably we can't help them that.
Okay, there's only so much that
you can. If they're in a uniform, they can probably scoot their way to the front of the line. You know, people will let them in front of people. If they're in regular clothes, right, they're going to be just like anybody else waiting in line.
You got to wear the uniform. You're better off that way.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate what you do. We're going to maybe check that lounge out here. Come up in a few minutes to see what that looks like. You know what? Things here, as I mentioned, relatively quiet at the moment. It did back up a lot earlier with that first hit of flights, but now the security checkpoint has calmed down. We're kind of in between waves of travel. And the weather, we are the Weather Channel, the weather cooperating. Obviously, we had Cato on Wednesday. That was a big problem in the Eastern Seaboard. Eastern Seaboard today, quiet. For a look at our next storm system, though, let's go to Paul. Paul?
All right, thanks, Keith. All right, now we're going to talk about the airport delays and possible weather implications there. Also, by the way, Atlanta's airport, free Wi-Fi. That just started a couple of months ago. That's a 2 thumbs up for there. Great for travelers. Now, in terms of the nation's airports, East Coast, as Keith mentioned, no problems at all today compared to, like, what, last Wednesday and Thursday, big-time problems there. The Midwest, though, some problems. And, of course, San Francisco, more rain there, causing big-time delays. Let's take a look region by region. And, again, the Northeast, we're not seeing any airport delays on the board. That is some great news for the busiest travel day of the year. As we head across parts of the South, also, so far, so good. This morning, we had a brief delay in Houston at Bush Airport. That now is still 0 as well. Zeros across the board. The Midwest, we're now starting to see a few slowdowns in Chicago. Midway is okay right now, but O'Hare coming in with a 30-minute delay. And again, all eyes now in terms of the big weather maker. It's coming across the West Coast. Yeah, this storm is bringing some major delays to San Francisco. Wow, that is surprising. Only a 30-minute delay. That is down from an hour 51-minute, literally just about 25 minutes ago. So again, things are looking better here, although it's still early in the day, and there's a lot more rain to come in towards the West Coast. Bonnie?
That is so true. Another stormy morning into California. Let's take a live look now at San Francisco and San Jose. Oh, that rain in San Jose. You can see the leaves on the ground there and plenty of water coming through. And it's not over yet because we're looking at a wet start to the week for both cities and more. And that rain is actually going to drop as far south as Southern California, which is beneficial for the drought, but unfortunately for the burn areas, it always can cause a risk there for mud flow. In San Francisco, some of the heavier rain is coming in right now. You can see it into San Jose. You saw those pictures there. The current temperature is 56 degrees and they are reporting rain, no doubt about it. We'll see that through the morning. That's tough for travelers that are maybe heading back from San Francisco after the Thanksgiving holiday. So one system coming in now, but there's another one back out behind it on our water vapor map. You can see that. But looking at this, taking a closer look, you can see the first system coming into Northern California. It will also trigger some snow at the higher elevations, but there's a larger system out in the Pacific, and that one will continue to bring that moist flow. And notice the green dropping well into the southern part of California. So if you've been praying for rain, you're going to get it, but it may be a lot at one time. 3 to 5 inches in the forecast for San Francisco and areas into the north, but look how far south it goes to San Diego. This is where you're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain, and that includes Los Angeles as well. So if you're in an area on the south-facing slope of the mountain, this is where we could possibly see some mud flow. Keep that in mind, but mainly it's to note that the rain is beneficial. Looking at the drought, we're in extreme drought for California. It's only slightly better than 3 months ago from 80% to 82%. So any rain is helpful, so we'll take it. How does it break down for the amounts of rain and the forecast? Well, looking for Tuesday, you'll see plenty of rain covering almost the entire state. Mountain snow, as I mentioned, getting a little heavier for Wednesday. And then we'll be watching for this to subside a bit towards the latter part of the week. Paul?
Thanks, Bonnie. Well, as you're waking up on this Sunday morning, for many of us, it's going to be a struggle to stay warm. But from the northern Rockies to the upper Midwest, Thanksgiving weekend felt a whole lot more like a frigid day in January than the end of November. And if you're on the road this holiday weekend, well, you know this is the best news you've seen. Gas is pretty cheap right now. The forecast at the pump, that's coming up on Weather Center Live. But right now, we'll take a live look at the nation's busiest airport, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. No delays right now.
Surely a vacuum shouldn't just work on carpets. Well, the Dyson DC65 has better overall performance across all floors than any other vacuum. Works for me.
Save up to $150 on select Dyson machines.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru.
The Weather Channel's hit show Prospectors is back for a third season, and we're celebrating with a Prospectors giveaway.
Oh my God!
Enter now at weather.com/prospectors for your chance to win $5,000 in precious gems, plus another $5,000 in cash. Prospectors Season 3 premieres Sunday, December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sunday, the Titans of weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Black Friday savings are still on, so let's get charged up. Let's do performance. Not there. Here, and here. Let's find something for the big kids without the big price tags and take home Black Friday savings all weekend. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Get your choice of drill driver kit for just $99 each.
Check.
Uh-huh.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
Insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
It's always good to pay less rather than more.
$32. Normally it would be closer to $50.
Sticker shock in reverse for some Thanksgiving travelers. Gas prices at their lowest level in 4 years. Now, the average price of a gallon of gasoline nationwide now is just $2.78. And experts say every penny drop in the gas price at the pump, well, actually pumps in $1 billion back into the economy in terms of discretionary income. And I don't know too many people, Bonnie, who have just too much money. So
I don't know anyone like that.
This is good news for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And if you're not driving home today, you may be flying. Let's take a live look at Ronald Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. and LAX. Looking busy? I think so. Both places will see millions of people coming through across the country, heading home following the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Now, of course, the turkey has been gobbled up and Black Friday shopping done, right? It's time to fly home.
Our Keith Carson is live right now at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta. And Keith, what can people do there to occupy their time if they have a lot of time before their flight? I know the Wi-Fi there now is free. That's some good news.
Yeah, that's huge, actually. I hate when I fly in an airport and that's not the case. That is the case here. And you know what, Paul? You may find yourself in that situation now with a lot of time, because we're going to kind of zoom down into the atrium area here. Now, the security checkpoint is straight ahead of you past that car. And earlier today, we had this security line, 3 of them, right through the atrium, back around the other corner, and basically to right where you checked in. Things have hit a lull here, not surprising based on the time most airlines depart, and that is good news. So I do notice a lot of people milling around a little bit more. They got here early to be safe, which is a good call. There haven't been any problems. You know, we talked about Winter Storm Kato on Wednesday. That was bad timing. All things considered, I actually think it could have been a lot worse as far as travel delays and cancellations that occurred with that storm. Now we have almost the opposite story here on Sunday. Any delays that occur pretty much is going to be volume related, because as far as the weather, not too many problems. Certainly here in Atlanta, we're good. But if you're flying from Atlanta to Chicago, Bonnie, you may not like what you find when you get back tonight.
Absolutely, because the temperatures will be plummeting. But let's take you live now to Chicago at this hour. It looks windy and it's cold for tonight. Not so bad at this moment, but keep in mind, everything is going to change. Let's talk about this Arctic blast of air that now we're facing, working its way into the early part of next week. You know, we started in Chicago, so temperatures right now, they've been very close to the 50-degree mark, right at 48. Notice the average high is actually colder than that. But tonight, you guessed it, you're going to drop down to some really cold numbers, down to about 70 degrees with the average low, 20 degrees. It'd be nice if it was 70. The average low is 26. So temperatures below normal as we go through the evening hours. So keep that in mind. The heart of the Arctic air locked over Canada, but it is going to be unlocked. We'll be seeing this cold air work its way to the south. The northern tier certainly will stay very cold. It'll be more of a brief cold spell to areas into the Midwest as we go through the next few days. Looking at temperatures for conditions for today, we'll be looking for a high of only 7 in International Falls, and highs will be in the teens for Minneapolis and areas like Rapid City. But look what's ahead. Temperatures for tomorrow will climb only to 22 degrees for Chicago. Much colder than today. A big difference, dropping down as well. But then it sort of moderates as we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. You'll see conditions that will be in the mid-30s. However, it will stay persistently cold as you look towards areas to the north and west, and that's where we'll have dangerous wind chills as well. Breaking down the forecast, you can see the changes from 46 down to 22, but back up to 36. Paul?
Thanks, Bonnie. Well, from storms slamming the West Coast to frigid temperatures all across the plains in the Midwest, we're going to time out when all that wintry weather could be heading east as you head back home after the holiday. And even if the weather isn't pleasant where you are, at least the gas prices are pretty nice. We'll talk about just how low they're going. Right now, let's take a live look at the nation's busiest airport. That's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta. This is the main atrium. I just checked the website. Airport security delay lines are about 20 to 30 minutes here in Atlanta.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
Walmart is taking Black Friday into overtime.
And that means you can still get unbeatable prices on everything Christmas all weekend long. So make sure you're ready to win the holidays.
Ready to welcome guests.
To travel all over the place.
To make spirits brighter without getting tangled.
Ready to talk? Anything holiday, all around the clock.
I'm so ready to win.
Me too. High five, snowman.
The Black Friday savings continue Saturday and Sunday at Walmart's weekend event. Get everything you need to get ready for Christmas all weekend long.
This is Gordon. Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Sunday nights this winter, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
It's the season for sugar and spice. Measuring, mixing, melting, stirring things up. It's a sip, a taste, a nibble. It's the perfect time to let us do the cooking. Find the perfect platters for your event in our Gather and Share brochure. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Our first trip to Sandals, and he forgets his wallet. What are we gonna do now? So, we didn't need the wallet. Maybe I should apologize to him. Well, let's not get carried away.
Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please, help save them now.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Back to Weather Center Live. I'm Keith Carson, and we're live in Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, the busiest airport in the world, on the busiest travel day of the year. That being said, we're in a bit of a lull, which is good news. Security checkpoints looking a lot better than they did earlier, and weather cooperating as well. Hey, coming up in a few minutes here, we're going to take you inside the USO's lounge area for servicemen and women. They're nice enough to allow us inside. We're going to do that in a minute. For now, let's go back to Paul and Bonnie.
All right, great stuff there. Thanks, Keith. Well, parts of at least 5 states now have winter weather advisories posted.
That's true. As snow falls in California, Nevada, and Idaho, Carl Parker's in the lab with more on your winter weather update. Carl?
We are into that time of the year when the snow really starts picking up in California. The snowy season really begins in November, continues through the winter and into the early part of spring. That's when we get the vast majority of snowfall there in the mountains in California. And there is a look at the climatology for Lake Tahoe in California. Now, we had a terrible season last year, and you can bet a lot of people are hoping that that changes this year because of the drought, because of the ski season that we had last year. And there's one storm coming in right now, but another one behind that, and so a lot of opportunity for rain and snow in the next couple of days. This is the model forecast showing you wave number 1 as it moves through. Some more snow on the way in the mountains later today, then a pretty dry Monday, and then on Tuesday the stronger storm comes in with a lot of moisture there in California. It could easily be a few to several inches of rain on the high end, especially in the central part of the state. Now, one of the big questions for the season is what is going to happen as regards El Nino. And let's talk about what El Nino is. It is an abnormal warming of the equatorial waters of the central and eastern Pacific. And what it does is it tends to strengthen the jet stream, so we get more storms coming into the west, and they tend to be stronger storms. Now, that is generally what occurs, but there are a lot of variables here, and one of them is how strong that El Nino is. If we have a strong El Nino, we tend to get above average and well above average precipitation in California. But if it's a moderate El Nino, then we tend to get average precipitation with above average conditions right along the coast there. But if it's a weak El Nino, then we tend to get below average precipitation in the north and central part of the state, which of course is what we do not want. Right now there is an El Nino watch. There's a 58% chance that El Nino will develop, but the modeling at this time is favoring a weak El Nino. So it's hard to say whether or not it is going to be a really wet and really snowy season, but we can certainly hope that that will be the case. Paul, Bonnie, back to you.
Oh, thanks, Carl. Well, you can't have the holidays without the holiday travel, and the airlines and the airports will be battling all kinds of weather, including ice and snow.
Sam Champion explores the wow behind the weather in today's Brainstorm.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25 plus miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
Today's weather looking pretty good, though, for the travelers. Hey, you made it through Thanksgiving dinner, but you still have to get home.
And whether you're going by plane, car, train, or bus, we've got your holiday travel forecast coming up on Weather Center Live.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Angle Tires.
She's still the one for you. And Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Phil, what happened to you?
Oh, it's Black Friday. It's crazy. Saved hundreds. How'd you make out?
Well, I slept in and saved thousands.
Getting 20% cash back anywhere else might save you hundreds, but at your Buick dealer, it will save you thousands. Today through Monday is your last chance to make your best deal on a Buick sedan in stock the longest and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP. That's almost $8,000 on this LaCrosse. But hurry, after Monday, this deal is over.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
Ring, ring. Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
Black Friday deals aren't over yet at Lowe's, so it's not too late to save on Christmas decorations. Hurry in now for 25% off artificial indoor Christmas trees and 30% off all Christmas tree ornaments. Don't miss out on the year's best deals at Lowe's.
Cocoa or eggnog, toasty or frosty, exactly the way you want it. Until boom, it's bedtime. Your mattress is a battleground of thwarted desire. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Don't miss the ultimate Sleep Number week going on now. He's the softie. His Sleep Number setting is 35. You're the rock at 60. Silent night, not so silent? Sleep Number's even got an adjustment for that. Give the gift of amazing sleep only at a Sleep Number store. This week only, save 50% on the ultimate limited edition bed. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
The Weather Channel's hit show Prospectors is back for a 3rd season, and we're celebrating with a Prospectors giveaway.
Oh my God!
Enter now at weather.com/prospectors for your chance to win $5,000 in precious gems, plus another $5,000 in cash. Prospectors Season 3 premieres Sunday, December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, the Titans of weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
The busiest travel day of the year in full swing right now. Tens of millions heading home.
And many passing through these massive hub airport cities, talking about Chicago, New York, Dallas, and out west, LAX, with weather possibly having big impacts. Good morning and welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow.
I'm Bonnie Schneider. We're your travel authority, and we want to see your pictures as you head home. The hashtag on social media is Thanksgiving Travel, and we've gotten some great pictures of people, whether they're flying, like this one. This is from David DiTrollo. He's flying from O'Hare to Newark. He already got to where he needed to go. This picture is up above the state of Michigan.
Yeah, looking clear once you get above those clouds. So far, so good for flyers.
And if you're heading to the airport this morning, you're not alone.
Yeah, we expect more than 2 million people to hit the skies today after the Thanksgiving holiday travel season. In fact, our own Keith Carson, he's live right now at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And Keith, I hear you finally got admitted to the club.
Yeah, Paul, they let me in. Amazingly, they did. We're in USO's lounge here. I'm joined by Mary Lou. Austin. I had it almost the whole way. And she is the CEO of the Atlanta version here. Talk to me about what this lounge is and what it does for our servicemen.
This is our USO lounge for our military and military family members who are traveling or in any need of assistance. And today, as you know, it's a beautiful day in Atlanta, but we have a lot of travelers. It's the busiest day at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And of course, many of those passengers are military passengers. Some have long layovers, some have international flights, some are coming with their families to stay so long after a vacation. So we have a wonderful reception area and lounge for them. We have a wonderful TV room, a communication room, and we have these great volunteers that are here to serve food and refreshment.
Let's take a little tour, shall we? Gentlemen, you can come in. This is your lounge. Don't worry about it.
Come on in. Some
How you
of
doing?
what we're talking about.
We don't want to jam up the works for you.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
All right.
Did you have a nice holiday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Good.
Well, we still have some holiday hospitality here. Thanks to all of these wonderful volunteers. Today's volunteers are from Temple Sinai. And here are some of the volunteers, and they're serving some of this great food and refreshments.
All right, guys, what do we got today?
Sandwiches and chips and drinks and cupcakes and all kinds of pies.
You had me at cupcakes. You had me there. And not in addition to the food, real quick, let's just show that they got a lounge area. So you've got
Pretty soon it's going to be very, very crowded with the football games on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we're all for the Atlanta Falcons, right? Although they don't come on till 4:30.
How about Patriots?
Oh yeah, no Patriots. When we're a room full of Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Hey, come on over here, I'll show you the
Okay, real quick. We're going to have to go through over here.
You know,
We got the full tour.
Right, it's always sunny in USO. So this is our
We got to chill.
We talked about family traveling.
Family room. Okay, the last thing I want to do is disturb any kind of nap situation. We appreciate you letting us in, and we thank all the servicemen and women for what they do.
There they are.
And let's go back to Paul, and he's going to talk a little bit about the latest weather maker. Paul?
All right, thanks, Keith. Gotta keep Carson away from the cookies and the cupcakes. That's what you got to do. We don't need to hear about any more sugar. Let's talk about the airport delays. Hopefully you pack some patience at a couple of airports, but the East Coast looking pretty good. No delays there. The Midwest starting to see a little slowdown at O'Hare, but the delays at San Francisco because the rain has been up and down, so it has been pretty bad. It's gotten a little bit better. Let's take a look region by region in the Northeast. Great news. No delays. Lots of zeros on the board. That's some great news. Now across the South, the same thing. Atlanta. A lot of flights going in, out, and through. No delays anywhere here across the South. Midwest. Seeing a slight slowdown as we head on towards Chicago. Right now, they're still sitting at a 30-minute delay. And our last stop will take out towards the West Coast. At one point, we had a 2-hour delay at San Francisco. Now the delay, well, it was a half hour, last half hour. Now it's back to almost 2 hours at SFO. Bonnie?
Well, gas prices Thanksgiving travel weekend have not been this low in 5 years. That's putting more money in your pocket to spend on other stuff. Here's NBC's Carrie Sanders in Miami.
It's sticker shock, but in reverse. Gas prices are dropping every day now, 4 cents a gallon in just the last week. The average price of gasoline nationwide is now $2.78. It hasn't been this low since 2010.
It's always good to pay less rather than more.
And with the holiday giving season in full swing, shoppers say the timing couldn't be better.
It makes me not feel so bad about driving further out to shop.
Every penny drop in gas prices leads to $1 billion pumped back into the economy in terms of discretionary income. That's a huge amount of money as we've seen gas prices really fall precipitously.
In Montclair, New Jersey, Mark Newman was pleasantly surprised when he filled up his SUV today.
$32. Normally it would be closer to $50.
Gas prices are expected to keep falling after OPEC failed to agree this week to cut back on oil production.
The fact that OPEC agreed to do nothing and maintain existing production levels shows how much of an impact that North American oil production has had on the market.
How long will this last? Some experts say we could see these lower prices at the pump until at least the middle of next year. Still, as oil prices drop, prices have been inching up for some household staples over the last 12 months. According to the Labor Department, the cost of meat is up 12.5%, eggs up 6.7%, and the cost of prescriptions up 4.1%. Perhaps all now made a little easier to afford as the price of gas keeps tumbling down. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Miami.
Thanks. Well, high waves and wind rocked the Seattle coastline on Saturday. Take a look at these pictures and the images of the boardwalk. Kind of looks like New York with the Statue of Liberty there, but it's Seattle. Unfortunately, some of the roads are actually going to remain closed due to water over the roadways. You can see that happening there. Strong winds knocked down trees, causing minor power outages. However, calmer winds are in the forecast today, and Paul has a look at the west forecast.
That is the Statue of Liberty. Perhaps it's a mini Statue of Liberty? Yes. Hey, Seattle. We got the marathon going on right now. It is cold. We might get to the maybe the 30-degree temperature by noon today. Right now, we're in the 50s, though, in San Francisco. And look at this, just a slug of moisture coming right in, especially the South Bay. We have a lot of mountains here, some over 4,000 or 5,000 feet. That's going to bring even more rain, so flash flooding is always a concern when you see this much rain coming into the South Bay Hills here. But again, that's also delaying the airport, about a 2-hour delay in San Francisco. And all this moisture is heading right across Central Valley and then into the Sierra Nevada mountains, so it's going to dump snow. Coming back from Tahoe from the holiday, you want to get on the road at the latest by noon, preferably by, say, 10 o'clock before the snow starts coming down. Still some chain controls up on Highway 88, though. 80 and 50 clear right now. Here's our first slug of moisture. Behind that, we're watching this big tumbling, swirling mass. That is going to come in and slam most of California as we head towards Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even a Thursday as well. So our first system in today, out tomorrow, some sunshine tomorrow, some dry weather. Then it goes downhill tomorrow night, and rain continues Tuesday and Wednesday all the way into Southern California. So Tuesday, look for the rain from Oregon all the way into the Mexican border. Wednesday, we still have more moisture here, and now some cooler air comes in, so look for the snow levels to start to drop as well across the Sierra, but the rain continues here, not as much in Southern California, but we'll see several inches, especially here across the central coast of California. We're talking, say, south of Santa Cruz, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain possible, and boy, do we need that rain for sure. So San Francisco, our forecast is for some rain showers, heavy right now through this morning, tapering off tomorrow, maybe some sunshine, and then here it comes again. More rain coming in for Tuesday and for Wednesday. Hey, stick around. We'll talk about the weather forecast for some NFL games coming up in just a couple of hours, right after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
Black Friday is still on, so let's get the names we want and the features we need with savings that last all weekend. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Your choice, Maytag or GE washer, just $3.99 each.
When I crave a smoke, that's all I crave. That's where this comes in.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste. Plus, Nicorette gum gives you intense craving relief.
And that helps put my craving in its place. That's why I only choose Nicorette.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know genies can be really literal?
No.
What is your wish?
No. Okay, $1 million.
Oh no.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
Hugging a tree in average women's flannel. Hugging a tree in Duluth Trading free swinging flannel. Duluth free swinging flannel. Moving made easy. Flannel made fetching. Get it. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
I will take beauty into my own hands, where it belongs. Olay Regenerist renews to reveal new skin in only 5 days without drastic measures. Stunningly youthful, award-winning skin. From the world's #1, Olay, your best beautiful.
Heartburn. Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
The Dyson DC-59 Motorhead has better overall performance across all floors than the top 5 best-selling full-sized vacuums, without the hassle of a cord.
Save up to $150 on select Dyson machines.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We are live at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta, and what I'm showing behind you is good news. This line for the security checkpoint was gigantic earlier. Went all the way through the atrium, back around to a restaurant around the corner. Things have settled down for now. Weather's helping. They're very well organized here. All good stuff. Doesn't mean it's still not going to be jammed later in the day just due to the raw volume of travelers, but certainly the weather part of this story was much bigger on Wednesday when we had a winter storm. Now we don't have that problem. and we'll take that. But a place that doesn't want to hear winter uttered ever again, Bonnie, that would be Buffalo.
Oh, you got it. And what a difference it makes now when we look at these before and after pictures. Check them out. Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo, the area hit so hard with two, not one, but two lake effect snowstorms. The Bills had to move last week's game to Detroit. Well, with the help of fans, all 220,000 tons of snow that buried the stadium is now gone. Looks nice there. Paul has a look at the NFL forecast.
Yeah, let's start in Buffalo, where they're actually hosting another game. Again, the game last week was moved to Detroit because of all that snow. More important to get people dug out of the snow than a football stadium. Kudos for the NFL for doing that. Again, the Bills hosting the Browns today. Temperatures in the 50s, low 50s, with some rain coming down. Not snow, rain. A lot of people are happy about that as well. So how do teams perform in the weather, and could weather actually impact who wins or loses? Well, we look at these stats, and we take a look at the temperatures at 50 or below over the last several years. And Cleveland is 9-8 in those games, while the Bills are 4-5. So the weather stats would say the Browns should win today's game with similar weather conditions. Now, also, we got the Patriots coming into the frozen tundra of Green Bay. Temperatures falling off to the 20s throughout the game, and a little breezy, rough on the fans. But in terms of weather stats, 35 or colder. The Pats are 10-1, while the Packers are 10-3-1. So again, the advantage actually tilts towards the Patriots to go into Green Bay and beat the Pack later on this afternoon. Bonnie?
Thanks, Paul. We're looking at wet weather for areas to the west. We're going to show you quite a difference in temperatures. First, look at Chicago. It looks pretty good, but it's going to get cold there tonight. And Dallas, you're looking at temperatures above normal today. It's so interesting to compare these two because you're both looking at changes this week. All right, well, we're going to be talking about that as well. You know, looking at what we're expecting for a good portion of the region, certainly is going to be some colder air. First, I want to talk a little bit about some of the wet weather that we're facing across areas into California. San Francisco looking at rain right now with gusts that are not strong, but the wet weather will persist as we go through areas of the day today and into tomorrow. We'll look for a little bit of a breather. The water vapor imagery shows that we do have another storm, a second one coming in from the Pacific. This will be a 1-2 punch for California, bringing us rain, and we'll watch for that as well. The moist flow into Northern California. The bigger system, though, follows up earlier in the week, and that means more rain. Now, the beneficial rain for California, and I say that because we're in an extreme drought, will drop all the way to the south, as far south as San Diego. So keep that in mind. San Francisco, you're looking at 3 to 5 inches, 1 to 2 for areas to the west. Not too bad. And as we check things out for the drought monitor, just to show you once again, it's an extreme drought situation, so any rain is beneficial for this region, really, especially those coastal areas. So we're watching that carefully. Paul?
Well, we do have another blast of Arctic air, which is sweeping across the plains, and Carl Parker is actually tracking these plunge in temperatures and just how low they're going to get. Plus, where we could see some freezing rain as we head into this week. And also what happens at the busiest airport in the world on the busiest travel day of the year. We sent our Keith Carson out to find out. He's live from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport as travelers return home from Thanksgiving.
At Intel, they have technology you can control with gestures. Like now, she's flying a spaceship to Mars.
We're flying a plane to Detroit.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
I love Cyber Monday. You're quiet today. Wow, these prices are really low. Real life smiley face.
Win bigger with more savings unlocked throughout the day. Get Cyber Monday prices bright and early at Walmart.com.
Hey, how you doing?
It hurts. This is what it can be like to have shingles. A painful, blistering rash. If you had chickenpox, the shingles virus is already inside you. As you get older, your immune system weakens, and it loses its ability to keep the shingles virus in check.
I just can't stand seeing him like this. He's in pain.
1 in 3 people will get shingles in their lifetime. The shingles rash can last up to 30 days.
I wish that there was something I could do to help.
Some people with shingles will have long-term nerve pain, which can last for a few months to a few years. Don't wait until someone you love develops shingles. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about your risk.
Meet Rachel. She's a news anchor with a big personality. She's smart, funny.
Thank you. Badass.
And passionate.
Attack! I'm sorry, I said ass.
But we're about to find out.
It's okay. You'll be fine.
What happens when she gets serious?
This is a story of legitimate wrongdoing on a big scale. Nope, that's made up. Not true. If we're not going to ask these questions now, then when exactly are we going to ask them?
From MSNBC, The Rachel Maddow Show, weeknights at 9.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Salutations! It's me, Skeletor! Remember the exultation you felt when you got me for the holidays? Well, feel that again with the new Honda CR-V during Happy Honda Days. A rear-view camera comes standard, so you can look out for danger. Now I must go and crush He-Man! Go! Clumsy mortals! Get something you'll love at the Happy Honda Day sales event where all 2015 models come standard with a rear-view camera.
Vicks NyQuil Severe helps relieve your ugliest, nastiest, roughest, toughest cold symptoms. Vicks NyQuil Severe with maximum symptom-fighting ingredients.
This is Gordon. Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done. Insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm, there to help you get to a better state.
Dear Murphy, thanks for being a warm pillow, a snuggler, and showing me that slobber just adds character.
This holiday season, give thanks to the pets who inspire you. For 2 days only at PetSmart, save up to 40% on thousands of items. PetSmart.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything.
Got it. These Wi-Fi hotspots we get with our Xfinity internet service are all over the place. Hey, you can stop looking. I found one. See? What do you think a Wi-Fi hotspot smells like? I'm thinking roast beef. You want to get lunch?
Get the fastest Wi-Fi hotspots and more coverage on the go than any other provider. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
It's time to show you the future.
I'll show you the future.
With Xfinity, you can record 4 shows at once while watching a 5th live, so you never have to miss a minute of your favorites. Bring power to your presence with Xfinity. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save when you bundle your services. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
Saying thank you. Wild tiger numbers are at an all-time low. Please help save them now.
Every Sunday, the Titans of Weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, and check this out. A big wintry blast of strong wind knocking trees onto buildings here in Glacier National Park. Wind gusting over 60 miles per hour near the park brought down quite a few trees on some 20 buildings. One tree even fell on a parked vehicle. Luckily, no injuries were reported, and it wasn't just the wind. Some areas of the park picked up more than 2 feet of snow, and 'tis the season for a bunch of snow out in the western mountains. In fact, portions of at least 5 states right now have winter weather advisories posted.
They do. As snow falls in California, Nevada, and Idaho, Carl Parker's in the lab with more on your winter weather update. Carl?
Couple more storms on the way here. One is coming in now into California, and another one, a stronger one, is going to move in Tuesday and Wednesday. So here, first of all, is the water vapor loop, and there is storm number 1 that's now making its way into the Great Basin and California. The second storm well offshore at this point, but that's going to pivot in the next couple of days. And so here's the modeling showing you how this is going to play out. Little more snow there in the higher elevations of the Sierra with this first round. And that's generally at 6,000 feet and above, so way up there. Then the second big shot comes in. This is mostly going to be a rainstorm, but there will be some snow as well. This is very good news. We hope this keeps up. We've been needing this precipitation in California for a long, long time. Total snowfall probably on the order of a foot or more in the highest elevations of the Sierra. And then we're also talking about a pretty good snowstorm in the Salmon River Mountains, as well as the Absaroka Mountains and the Wind River Range. That is through Wednesday morning. Now, in the Northeast, by the middle of the week, we're going to see cold air in place, and warmer air will come up ahead of a front and override that just off the surface. So as we look at that in the modeling, what we've got here in the blue line is the freezing line at the surface, the 32-degree line at the surface. Then the purple line is the 32-degree line at 5,000 feet. And so notice right here, Tuesday, 11 o'clock, you see the difference in those two lines? That's warm air that is overriding the very cold air at the surface right along the 81 corridor. So right in there is where we could see rain falling into sub-freezing air, and the result could be freezing rain. We think that's a pretty good bet. It's probably not going to be real heavy, but it could be a problem. As you know, doesn't take much. Then late on Tuesday, we find more of the same with, again, that warmer air coming up and over top of the cold air at the surface. Not real warm air, but warm in a relative sense. So this is how that's going to play out. There's Tuesday, talking about a wintry mix of sleet and freezing rain and snow along 81 right up into PA. That continues into Tuesday night, starts to get up into New England, and then by Wednesday we'll lift up into northern parts of New England. Paul, Bonnie, back to you.
All right, thanks, Carl. Whether by plane, car, or train, millions of people are expected to travel today, making this the busiest travel day of the year.
Our own Keith Carson is live now at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta. Keith, have you found any delays there yet?
You know what, Bonnie? If anything, we're going very much in the right direction. Even when it was jammed, we didn't have any weather-related delays, any big delays. And this is the main security checkpoint here. And you can see, if you look at the sign here, we're looking at less than 10 minutes here, north 10 to 20 minutes. So these are other checkpoints. The main checkpoint, though, less than 10. By the way, I'm amazed by the technology of this. You would think that they've would have something a little bit more 21st century. Anyways, regardless, things are looking a lot better. And at one point, believe it or not, the line was all the way back in here. You see these guided yellow areas here? Sorry, we're photobombing these people. The yellow line's there, and this is like the worst version of a photobomb possible, isn't it? Did I just walk right into? It's pretty awkward. Sorry. You guys coming home, leaving? Where are you going?
Dropping off.
Dropping off. Oh, so you don't even have to deal with this. No. Just leave it at the line.
We're on our way out.
That's the way to do it. Good timing, because the line was ridiculous previously. That's what I was telling everyone. So the line was all the way through the atrium into 3 different lines, then around the corner at some of these restaurants. That was earlier in the day. Things have settled. There'll probably be another wave late afternoon, that second round of flights. Guys?
Thanks. That is Keith Carson from Hartsfield.
You did a great job.
Yeah, and again, the website said maybe under a 10 to 20-minute delay, which is great for the busiest travel day of the year.
Absolutely.
Hey, that wraps it up for this edition of Weather Center Live.
Don't forget to stay with us for Weather Geeks. That's coming up next.
Have a good day.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome to Weather Geeks, and I'm so thrilled today to have James Spann, Chief Meteorologist at ABC 3340 in Birmingham. Look, he's got a list of awards. I can't even list them. There are too many, and he's from the legendary Weather Brains crew. It is just an honor to have you here with me, James. Thank you for joining us.
It is my pleasure. I'm delighted to be here, and being on the same set with you, Dr. Shepard, this is a treat.
Well, you know, look, one of the things we wanted to do here in this show, I mean, you're known throughout the Southeast, and the April 27th Tornadic event was an event that really set the stage for our ability to learn more about warning the public. Tell us a little bit about your experience with that particular event. It was a travesty and a devastating event.
I call it generational. Actually, if you look at climatology in my state, in Alabama, we had these about every 40 years.
Right.
The analog is the super outbreak of 1974, but on that date, April 27, 2011, in my state alone, the tornado count was 62. The death toll was 252. And let me just say up front, that number is inexcusable for anybody in the weather enterprise. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're in research, if you're in operational meteorology, if you're in the academic world, we should not accept that.
Absolutely.
I know at some point there'll be a time to celebrate some lives saved, but the only number that matters to me in that whole event was 252. And what I learned is the fact that I'm not as good as I think I am. What happened, the physical science end was wonderful.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, from the meteorology side, the models, the science, it was spot on, right?
It was a well-forecast event. You couldn't draw the high risk any better if you knew what was going to happen the night before. It was forecast days in advance. And the warnings, the short-term warnings were excellent. So on the science side of it, it was done so well. But this is, I think, our failure. So many of us, and I'm in this group, we've had no training in communication.
Absolutely.
I come from an engineering meteorology background. I've not taken a class in human behavior and how to reach different types of people groups. And so we had to get in there and go to work.
Right.
I wanted to know, why did everybody die? All 252. We've got the information back. We've gone through a lot of this, and we know so much now that will make us stronger and better in future outbreaks.
Absolutely. And I know that you've dealt with this on Weather Brains. You've dealt with this in AMS conferences. I've heard you talk about it. I'm really curious about what was the most frustrating aspect of the event for you.
Well, we had a lot of issues. You know, part of our problem, Marshall, it's hard to deal with multiple tornadoes that look like that at the same time. Do you discriminate against somebody because they live in the country? If you've got one coming through a larger city like Tuscaloosa or Birmingham, what makes a human life less valuable? So there's not a manual on how to do that. And part of the other problem we had was we know now we've got to get a live camera on as many tornadoes as we can.
And by the way, James's coverage is legendary. Look, his coverage of this event should be 101 in any broadcast meteorology class. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted to set the stage here, showing you some of your legendary coverage. Continue.
Right. What we've learned, and you're seeing a debris ball on television.
Yes.
For those of us in the science world, we see a Hooke echo and a debris ball and reflectivity. We see a velocity couplet. We see on the new dual polarization products, on the correlation coefficient product,
yes,
this tornado debris signature. We didn't have that back in 2011, but we have that now.
Absolutely.
What we've learned is that as strong as we try and communicate that, people see a bucket of spill paint. We have to be better in the broadcasting world of getting cameras on tornadoes. They will respond to that. And I also don't think, Marshall, based on the research we've seen, people don't understand storm-based warnings. polygon warnings. We've got a problem. We don't warn by county.
Some people probably don't even know what a polygon is. I mean, first of all.
Right. It's a geometric shape.
Right.
But we don't warn for entire counties.
Right.
Tornadoes are small and counties are huge. And I've had this saying for years, respect the polygon. If you're in it, do something.
That's correct.
And if you're not, you don't have to worry about it. And I've seen large cities that are going through tornado precautions and taking action where they're not even in the warning. So we have to communicate better how these storm-based warnings work. And also on April 27th, we learned we didn't reach a lot of people groups, Marshall. We didn't reach some lower income families. We didn't reach Hispanic families.
Yeah.
And shame on us for not being better at that.
But I want to deal with that because in some of the research we've done over at University of Georgia, we found that there are disparities in that as well. But what do we do? I mean, do we need multiple language feeds? I mean, how do we address that problem?
We've been speaking with some Spanish language experts, and one of the keys we know is Spanish radio stations, getting them involved. They can take what we do on television, translate on the fly, and put that on a commercial radio. We have to have those kind of partnerships. We have to have partnerships with various, commercial radio is a very important part of these type events. Power goes out. We had 250,000 people with no power that day, so establishing relationships with different formatted radio stations that reach different types of people on a day like this. But in my opinion, Marshall, the death toll this day in my state should have been 30. 222 people should be around today. One of our problems, too, is the false alarms.
Yes.
We have way too many, too many in the weather enterprise. At the time this happened in my market, the Birmingham Weather Service, the false alarm ratio was about 80%. But to the credit, they went back to basic science. They've responded to the challenge. Jim Stefkovich, Kevin Laws, the SUE, the Science Operations Officer, little things like LCL heights. How many tornadoes have we had with an LCL height above 1,000 meters?
Right.
None.
Right.
So why issue a warning if you've got a high base thunderstorm? And they've gone back to basic science. They've cut that sucker in half. So the false alarm ratio has come way down because one of the constant things we heard, I hear warnings all the time and nothing ever happens.
Yeah, the cry wolf syndrome. That's a big issue in warning throughout our enterprise. Now, we've got about 30 seconds left. What, in sort of summing it up, if you could take 2 points away from that event for future events, what would it be?
Number one, we have to get more cameras on tornadoes.
Okay.
We have to quit showing as much radar and get cameras on tornadoes. And we have to communicate effectively, which means for a television meteorologist, we have to be on the green wall making eye contact with the viewers.
Okay.
You can't hide behind the equipment. That is very important and a very important part of how you communicate weather.
Thank you very much. And we'll talk more about that later in the show. Ahead on Weather Geeks, this photo was the longest traveled debris found in research conducted at my university, University of Georgia, and it holds the record for the longest documented tornado debris trajectory. So how far did it actually fly? The answer is next on Weather Geeks. But first, our Geek of the Week. John Brown, who's an engineer and amateur storm chaser. John says he's interested in hurricanes, but has never chased one. How did he ever capture video like he did in Tuscaloosa? This was some of the most amazing footage out there. It was seen all over the place. John Brown, our Geek of the Week.
You get used to pet odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Car Vent Clip.
Wow, it smells good in here.
So you and your passengers can breathe happy.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
Insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
Under the roof of a home or business, damage can happen. When it does, turn to the specialists who put help in the palm of your hand. The Ready app and emergency response plans from 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
Say hello to the new Weather.com, a beautiful new design with weather as the main story. The information you need, the site you rely on, the brand you trust. TheNewWeather.com, the final piece in the Weather Channel redesign. The Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
CNBC Wednesday nights, we're wheeling and dealing with Shark Tank at 8 and 9 Eastern and the Car Chasers at 10 on the fastest growing network in prime time, CNBC.
Black Friday savings are almost gone, so let's open the door to low prices. Yeah, wide open. Let's hurry and save on appliances here and here, from top to bottom. Shop the biggest names and the season's best savings. Let's open up new possibilities with Black Friday prices. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Save over $800 on the Samsung French door refrigerator.
Check.
Uh-huh.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks. Guaranteed.
We got this one. We got Pepper. Did he help pick it out? No, he's a cat. How'd I get so big? Where am I? You were Mom's belly. How'd I get there? Wizards. Can you make it go faster? No, I already tried. Is this mine? That one's for Alice, but she doesn't know it yet. Why not? Mom says she's still cooking.
Capture your memories with Hallmark keepsake ornaments.
So what you hear there is a tornado siren. Now, it's 2014. We have cell phones, smartphones in our pocket. Are these tornado sirens the best way to warn the public of impending danger? James, what are your thoughts on tornado sirens?
The siren mentality, it's killing people. Why in the world are we using World War I technology in 2014? You can't hear them inside a building. You can't hear them in the studio. You can't hear them in a school. You can't hear them in a church. You can't hear them in a business. And yet it seems like most of the population thinks you're going to hear one of these things. You cannot. You should never, ever rely on these things. I am so frustrated. I want to climb these poles, take the stinking things down and burn them, and that way you know you won't hear one.
Right.
But they do serve a purpose.
But what I was going to say, I mean, I'm with you, and I've got some thoughts on this as well, but what's the alternative?
Well, they reach a limited number of people outside, so let's leave them up. But we have to tell people, you've got to get away from them. The baseline, it's a weather radio.
Right.
Is it new technology? No. But it works. It works very well. Every home in a tornado-prone market should have one. Number two,
what about the apps? I mean, are you the weather warning apps?
We think people should have two layers, two ways of getting warning, because anything can fail. Weather radio can fail. The smartphone apps are marvelous because they know where you are with that GPS chip. With a tornado warning, if you're in the polygon, you get it. And if you're not, you don't. They work beautifully. So weather radio, smartphone app, those are the two layers that people should have. We had a 16-year-old girl killed in my market in the pre-dawn hours, January of 2012.
Yes.
Beautiful, precious girl. Her name was Christina Heichelbeck. The family thought they were going to hear a warning siren. That mentality cost the girl her life. and I will fight this until the day I die. I don't know why it is in this nation we have this mentality of sirens. We've got to stop that. It's killed too many people, and we've got to move on.
Yeah, and you know, James, even some research we did at UGA, we even found that the way the sirens are distributed, there are significant parts of the population, some of the underserved communities that are not even in earshot of the sirens.
Right. And again, what about people that live in rural areas?
Right.
You know, you could spend $1 trillion and still cover a fraction of the land that we serve in tornado-prone markets. So, yes, leave them up, but understand they reach a few people that are outdoors. If your family thinks they are going to hear a siren, you've got a problem. You have no hope during a situation like this, an outbreak. So weather radio with batteries, properly programmed, and if you can't program it, take it to somebody that can. And people that watch your show, they're weather geeks. You can program, most people have weather radios, right. But you tell your friend. This is your challenge. If you're a geek watching this show, you tell your friends and your neighbors. Weather radio, smartphone app. Exactly. I'm not going to recommend apps. There's a lot of good ones out there, but be sure it's a warning app designed for warnings, not just the generic apps.
I'm sure you deal a lot with the public policy makers and emergency managers. What are some of their thoughts on the sirens or other methodologies for warning folks?
Part of the problem, Marshall, a lot of the emergency managers, they've been over the years getting grant money to put these things up. And at first they kind of clutched on this notion of criticizing the sirens, but they're beginning to understand it. After April 27, 2011, you can prove that people died thinking they were going to hear a siren. They never knew the tornado was coming. That mentality is starting to kill people. So what we have to do, and again, it goes back on us, we have to do a better job of educating Joe Q public. Sirens cannot be heard in your house.
Right, yeah.
They can't. So go get a weather radio. And a lot of cities are doing some grant money where they have subsidies, where they're very low cost, some giveaways, get it programmed. And if you have a smartphone, get it there.
Okay, so I knew that I wanted to get that in. So next on Weather Geeks, University of Georgia researchers have used social media and debris found on social media and returned to the site to determine some really interesting things about the April 27th tornado, the track, etc. Next on Weather Geeks.
Surely a vacuum shouldn't just work on carpets. Well, the Dyson DC65 has better overall performance across all floors than any other vacuum. Works for me.
Save up to $150 on select Dyson machines.
Apples are good. A Strongbow hard cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Good night.
Night.
For those kept awake by pain, the night is anything but good. Introducing new Aleve PM, the first to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve for pain relief that can last until the AM. Now you can have a good night and a
good morning.
New Aleve PM for a better AM. Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Angle Tires.
I love Cyber Monday. You're quiet today. Wow, these prices are really low. Real life smiley face.
Win bigger with more savings unlocked throughout the day. Get Cyber Monday prices bright and early at Walmart.com.
CNBC Wednesday nights, we're wheeling and dealing. With Shark Tank at 8 and 9 Eastern and the Car Chasers at 10. The Sharks are back at 11 and midnight, and the Car Chasers take the wheel again at 1.
This one goes out to all the fans who come out night after night.
To everyone we love.
To my very best clients. I just wanted you to know we're thinking of you.
We
appreciate your business. I just wanted you to know.
Oh, look at my cuties. Happy holiday.
I just wanted you to know that I love you. I just wanted you to know.
I appreciate your business.
Every day. I just wanted you to know.
Merry Christmas.
just wanted you to know.
The holiday season wouldn't be half as much without you.
'Tis the season to say how you feel, so say more with personalized holiday cards from Vistaprint. Pick a design you love, upload your favorite photos from your phone, desktop, even Facebook, then tie it together with a message that's just from you. And now, until December 7th, all cards are 60% off when you enter promo code CARD60 at Vistaprint.com.
Just wanted you to know.
Or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
CNBC Wednesday nights, we're wheeling and dealing with Shark Tank at 8 and 9 Eastern and the Car Chasers at 10 on the fastest growing network in prime time, CNBC.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 76. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
A very strong tornado vortex signature coming right toward the Tuscaloosa area, and it's just updated there. Oh boy, we have a debris ball. There's one of these debris balls we've been talking about, and extremely strong damage is being done in Tuscaloosa at this time by a very strong tornado with debris being indicated on radar.
So when we have tornadoes, debris is distributed many, many miles away, and in some cases up to hundreds of miles. A recent study out of the University of Georgia by Professor John Knox and colleagues actually used a Facebook page that Patty Bullion, a regular resident of Alabama, pulled together to help the public recover their treasured goods. Now, in past years, much of that debris likely would have faded away. People would have never recovered their valuables. But thanks to Patty and her effort, she was able to pull this together into a website. And John and his students actually, James, took the information from this website, were able to backtrack and learn some really interesting things about the trajectories.
This is a brilliant study.
Yeah.
Dr. Knox, this is great information we all can use.
Yeah, it's really amazing because one of the things they found is that some of it was a record in terms of debris. I think they found some debris that had actually been transported 220 miles away from its destination, ended up in Lenoir City, Tennessee or somewhere.
And you can see in that graphic debris from Tuscaloosa, personal papers, high school portraits, prescriptions were found near Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Right.
And that is remarkable. And again, that is a sign of the lofting process of how debris is lofted and carried aloft for many, many miles.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things about that is as it gets lofted, because as we know as meteorologists, the wind is changing speed and direction, wind shear, and so what we found is some of this debris, actually the longest transported debris can be up to 200 miles away and slightly to the right of the path of the tornado itself. They found some of this here, the Lenoir City, 220 miles away, slightly to the right of the storm. So this is not just academic egghead research. This has applications if there is hazardous or biological or radiological debris in this field. This is useful information, but kind of coming back out of that a little bit, how is social media valuable, not just in this regard, but in terms of warning the public as well?
Well, it's changed everything. It's a two-way conversation now. If I need a report from a very rural part of the state, I can get it on Twitter. I'm blessed where a lot of people follow me. I don't know why, but...
please, we know why. Come on, we can see it in this episode, right?
But that Span Twitter account has been invaluable at getting information in. People's eyes are so crucial, as you know.
At Span on Twitter, by the way.
At Span. At a great distance, the radar beam gets higher and higher and higher. We know what's happening within the radar beam, but what's happening at the surface? We've got to have trained eyes, or at least eyes, to look at this stuff, and so we get information back. Pushing information out we're still learning how effective that is. We know that it reaches a lot of people, but yet there are limitations, especially with Facebook.
Absolutely.
And their filtering.
Yeah,
and
Facebook, you can't get really much in real time anymore with Facebook.
Facebook is a rotten way of getting weather information because of the filtering process.
Right.
There are algorithms that filter what you see, and it also determines the timeliness of what you see. Twitter works very well. Google Plus works very well. But it is a marvelous tool to where I feel like I'm in partnership with thousands and thousands and thousands of people during severe weather outbreaks, and I get photographs. I get so many photographs. If I need to look, I can look. It's almost like a doctor getting an x-ray. I can look to see, do we have a wall cloud? Are there striations? Is there a rear flank downdraft? And that enables us to confirm tornado warnings. It enables the Weather Service to maybe hold off on issuing a warning. There's no funnel. There's no tornado there. There's a wall cloud. Let's hold off and watch it. So there's no doubt it's made the warning process better, the reports and the pictures.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that, and I'm a big social media proponent as well, not just from the standpoint of information, but also warning the public as well. So thank you very much for joining us. Weather Geeks, we have a special treat for your Weather Geeks out there. Many of you posted questions for James Spann on Twitter and Facebook this week, and he has answered them. Those video clips just went live on our Twitter feed and Facebook page. Check them out and leave your comments and share with your Weather Geek friends. We'll see you right back here next week on Weather Geeks.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
Phil, what happened to you? Oh, it's Black Friday. He's crazy. Saved hundreds. How'd you make out?
Well, I slept in and saved thousands.
Getting 20% cash back anywhere else might save you hundreds, but at your Buick dealer, it will save you thousands. Today through Monday is your last chance to make your best deal on a Buick sedan in stock the longest and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP. That's almost $8,000 on this LaCrosse. But hurry, after Monday, this deal is over.
What's that? Wow. Hello, humans. Focus on me.
Focus on the guard. Don't tell anyone what you've seen in here.
Have you seen what's in there? They have
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Ring, ring. Progresso.
I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
You know, I tried one of those bargain paper towels, but I had to use so many sheets per spill, the roll just disappeared. I knew I should have bought Bounty. Bounty is 2 times more absorbent and strong when wet. Just look how much longer Bounty lasts versus one of those bargain brand towels. And that's a good deal. Bounty, the long-lasting picker-upper. And now try new Bounty NFL prints, available at Walmart.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty. With her wayfarers on in the summer sun, her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
CNBC Wednesday night, we're wheelin' and dealin'. With Shark Tank at 8 and 9 Eastern and the Car Chasers at 10. The Sharks are back at 11 and midnight, and the Car Chasers take the wheel again at 1. CNBC Wednesday night, wheelin' and dealin' on the fastest growing network in prime time. CNBC.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, lots of sunshine. High 79. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, some passing clouds. Low 70. Winds east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 78. Winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Get some!
Next on Prospectors.
Claim jumpers. It's really hard as a woman in this business. I got attacked, held at gunpoint, threatened. Get down here! Face me like a man!
I'm up here to find the next world-class aquamarine pocket.
Could be $100,000 down in there.
Lightning is one of the big fears.
This is definitely a tough way to make a living.
It's do or die.
If we don't find a big pocket this season, we're done.
That is incredible.
There's a lot of value here.
Could be worth.
Holy cow!
They're Rocky Mountain treasure hunters.
Oh, look at that, look at that!
It's Jimmy.
Looking to strike it rich.
Yes!
But the quest for gems comes at a cost. Weather, rock slides, and greed make this a deadly gamble.
Take cover!
They are the extreme fortune seekers known as prospectors.
I'd put a value on this $30,000 plus. Wow.
We'll get into the big one, man.
Heck yeah.
Gemstones can be found in all 50 states. But Colorado's gem fields are world-renowned.
We have 64 different varieties of gemstone in this state.
Topaz, smoky quartz, citrine, garnet.
Fluorite, amethyst.
Top quality aquamarine is worth more than its weight in gold.
Colorado gemstones are valued more because of the extremity of the locale.
The gems were born billions of years ago from magma, and to get to them, these miners must brave extreme altitude.
These are the highest gemstone mines in North America.
It's a dream, but it can turn into a nightmare pretty quick.
Get down now!
This is a deadly place to work.
Lack of oxygen slows your thinking down. We have claim jumpers and thieves.
Hey, you jumped my claim!
But there's one danger above all others.
It's terrifying because of the weather.
There will be hail, snow, rain, sleet.
Freezing temperatures and wind chill.
It'll go from 90 down to 30 and back again.
Some of the scariest storms that I've experienced in my life have come right up from that valley. Lightning is one of the big fears. It'll eat you.
Big rock! Coming down! Get some, get some!
It's the first week of a 16-week mining season on Colorado's Mount Antero. And right now, maybe the best and most controversial miner on the entire mountain is Steve Brancato.
You know, in 140 years of digging, there's only been a handful of legends up there. The kings of Antero. Well, right now, I'm the king of Antero.
Over the last few years, nobody has unearthed better finds than Steve, including Antero's best smoky quartz and topaz finds. But perhaps nothing compares to his historic aquamarine find.
Diane's pocket was appraised at $1.7 million.